the sun has gone down and the mercury going down as well. To be expected, I guess, here on an autumn night just outside of D.C. at FedEx Field. They love their football in this part of the country, and this crowd is ready to go as their guys will match up with the Miami Dolphins. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. They'll try and start this drive in the air. I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Second and 10. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
And that's something you have to get ready for defensively because in today's NFL, teams will use their wide receivers on jet sweeps, end arounds. They'll move them back in the backfield and make them running backs. Partner, this was much more of a tap pass, but effective nonetheless.
And I think both guys love it. If you're a quarterback, it's an easy completion. If you're a wide receiver, you get the easy reception and also a chance to try to make a play with your feet. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. First carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. The first carry for the Memphis man, Antonio Gibson. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. This defense for the Dolphins, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
2nd and 6. And they'll try the jet sweep here. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. It's taken to the 26, and he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive.
And listen, these Thursday night games, they're tough on the body. You just played on Sunday, 72 hours later. Hey, it's game day again, but I have to think a Thursday night game in September much more preferable than a Thursday nighter in December, no?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. You mentioned how tough it is on the body. How about the mind? You're already tired, fatigued, right? Trying to battle for playoff spots, and here you have the quick turnaround. Now, the flip side is, if you take care of business, win that Thursday nighter, you go into a mini open week. Gives you a few extra days to heal up the body and the mind before you play your next game.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. On the delay, here's Hunt. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They're going to look to throw.
And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. Chase Young
In there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. And that'll set them back 5. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. They'll set up to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Montez Sweat has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Looking up into the lights, and he muffs it. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. Was hoping to make a play there on the return with his speed. Instead, he makes a play for the other side.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard coaches say, you know, sometimes it's not really about those X's and O's we draw up. It's about those Jimmies and Joes. And when you have a punt returner, he's one of those Jimmies and Joes, one of the best athletes. He's unable to make the play that they were seeking, though.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. From the corner, it was Kendall Fuller with a sack. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. They'll run with Hunt. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Kareem Hunt with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year.
And the Dolphins on just 2 plays have taken the lead.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
Washington offense at the line and ready to roll.
They are currently mired in a losing streak. Now they get the short week for the Thursday night game. Do you see that as a potential positive, or is this just more in what has been really a string of bad luck for them?
Well, to me, it comes down to leadership, and leadership's got to spin it into a positive and make it an advantage for them. Yes, we're in a losing streak. Yes, no one thinks we can win, but we have the resources we need right here in this room. Let's go ahead and play better. Let's hang together and shock the world a little bit. Put it all together, they've got a chance of coming out with a W.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up 4th down. Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Taken from just outside the 30.
And nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back.
And out will come the offense as they take over. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive.
As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
Now a play fake here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jonathan Allen able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle. And frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play action fade.
Well, this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
Open man left side is the tight end long.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he gets this to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be 4th down. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he's on to punt for Miami. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And a good result there as that'll get out of bounds and pin them back at their 10-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 12.
56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56. I got you. Patch it.
A handoff for Gibson.
And he's up past the 10 to about the 12. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
third down. Here's Gibson. And they'll get to him short of the first down at about the 16. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to fourth down. Here's Tressway now, standing just outside his own goal line. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And it's fielded at the 34. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Only needing 2 yards on second down. They'll look to throw here. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down. They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Jalen Waddle with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Dolphins add on to their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Jackson now off the bootleg. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
They go play action with Jackson. Slings this deep from McLaurin. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. John Johnson with the INT. And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 41.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
They'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Here's 2nd and 8. Swings this out for Hunt. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 52 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. Now after the run by Hunt, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. On the right side open is Gesicki. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. On play action, they'll throw. Throw left side here, complete to the tight end, Gesicki.
I'd have to say they're feeling like they are in rhythm right now. Things are in sync, aren't they? Team's winning, got a nice little margin on the scoreboard, completing some passes, and they just completed another one for a first down there to the tight end.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Again, he'll drop to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
The Dolphins on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Now they run. It's Mason. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4.
And while it didn't work very well on that play, defenders on 3rd and short know it's going to be a quick read. And really, the quarterback's just going to turn around and hand it off. So that way, you're able to diagnose the play and try and get to the point of attack. But when you're dealing with a fullback, it's hard to knock him backwards.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. Let's go, D.
And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Anthony Schwartz, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins are able to grow their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now 21-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. Here's a give to Gibson. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Washington on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 11. Play action. It's Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
Now, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. Now back to throw. And this is incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. 2nd and 20. They'll set up a throw. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big play there for the Dolphins.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Here's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. He's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Back to throw again. And able to find Gesicki as tight end. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Mike Gesicki, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the route is on here in this first half.
Washington, nothing. Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. A handoff running left is Gibson. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
On 2nd down, it's Gibson. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 40 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags, and I believe this is going to be a first down. So the hand got inside the face mask that time. Looked like a pretty easy call.
And it was, and we saw this in their loss last week. Penalties at inopportune times that led to their demise.
So now factoring in the face mask, here's 1st and 10. Throwing is Jackson. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. It's a first down and more for Gibson. And he's got it all the way down to the 12-yard line. A big play there on the screen pass.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Shotgun handoff to Gibson.
And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts,
as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
On the counter, Gibson.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And that drops a deficit from 28 to 25. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points. And now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the 2nd half.
This one fielded at the 5. A solid return. Pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room.
He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Certainly no lack of aggressiveness here. They were hoping for the home run play to get them 6 points. They're hoping for a catch, maybe a call. But they figure they can at least get into field goal range with a completion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Let's go, D, let's go. Hey, let's get this.
He'll look to throw.
Got a man, it's Waddle, complete.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D. 57 the mic. 57 the mic. Hey, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
They'll throw now on the final play.
Another catch there for Waddle.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach!
Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
The first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Watch the slant. Lutz 56. Lutz 56. Not scared. Check 99. Check 99. Hawk 70.
On the draw, here's White. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
Second and 5.
Everyone's got forward. Go down. Kill. 60 bison.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
The end result was brute force on brute force, but think about everything that's going on if you're playing defensive tackle. You're dealing with at least one blocker across from you, trying to deal with him, shed him, and maybe even a second one before you have to try and make the tackle on the big guy.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48.
3rd and 1, who you going to call? Not the scat back. You go with the big man. Hand him the ball and let him get upfield and pick up a first down.
Two first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now a give to White. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56. 19, Tiger. Switch.
They keep it on the ground. White again. And this time not as successful, as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Jackson. And that is incomplete.
But the passing windows are just not there. And that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Here's Tressway now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive.
Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go. Check 43.
Powering his way forward, and he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down.
49's Mike. 49's the Mike. Watch the run.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging into our second half blowout material.
Mike 57. All day, just like that.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He'll leave it for Hunt, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down. Jason Sanders now for the Miami field goal. It'll be spotted on the right hash. A 52-yard attempt. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over, and it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Alert 3, alert 3.
Now it's Jackson. Pass incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
You remember me? Let's go, baby. Like 56.
There's Jackson on 3rd and long. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. Here's Tressway now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. This is taken at about the 14. A good head-down running on the return gets about 15 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You know, always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, though.
It does test the mental processes of a team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to the stretch? And guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable.
I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right?
You know, truthfully, I did.
Good.
I always did because those guys, they won us a whole lot of games.
49's the mic. Watch
2nd and 2. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. And there's an easy throw and catch for another 1st down.
Lights 49. Watch the curl. Watch the curl. 49.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is. to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
On the set. 19 tight. 19 tight. 49, guys. Mike, 49.
They go play action here on first down. That's to Waddle on the quick slant. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
They'll look to throw again. This will be caught just inside the 10. That catch good for only a couple.
I like the thought process, I like the design, but I think he may have waited a little too long to spot his man, because if you're going to run that drag route, you've got to put it on him and let him turn upfield. Instead, he waits until his receiver's too close to the sideline and they don't get the yards after the catch.
8 yards to go on 2nd down.
We got three, fellas. We got three. 50.
They'll set up to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
Sanders' kick is good. And their lead will swell up to 28. So tack on 3 more, though this, it's just a rare drive where they did not find the end zone.
Yeah, you're right about that, partner, but at this point, I don't think you're too concerned about that. You just want to possess the football for a while and drain the clock. If you can get 3 out of it, that's great too.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Big series right here. We got to step it up.
Jackson from the shotgun. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
56, the mic, boys. 56. Check 56. That's right, baby. They don't want it.
On the handoff, this is White. 5 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
We own them. We own them. 56 is Mike. 56 is Mike. All day, every day, any day. Check 26, check 26. Cougar 19.
Here's Jackson. This is White on the screen. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 31-yard line. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. First down, here's White. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Opting to run again here with White. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1. To throw is Jackson. He completes it right side to White. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Washington goes for it, but it does not pan out. And the Dolphins' defense is able to hold. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
47 Mike, 47 Mike, Mike 47. Set the tone, defense.
And now here's a carry heading left. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 41 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's a long ways into Washington territory before hitting the turf. A big play there for the Dolphins.
Now, back in my old days, before college, I played a little bit of offense. I used to love to pitch the ball to my backs. How about that pitch right on that play?
Yeah, going right. People run to the right more than to the left, don't they, in real life and in video games?
That is true. A lot of offenses constructed to run to the right side of the line of scrimmage. Those big tackles, usually your power blockers.
Mike's 47. Check pass. Check pass.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead. First down, 4th quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back, but 8 yards on first down puts them back on their heels.
Watch the run. Watch the run. It's soft, baby. That's baby soft. 47, Mike. 47, Mike. Mike, 47. Let's go.
And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check on the call. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. From the gun, it's Jackson. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And some room to work. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And Washington able to get a score back. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. And now here's a carry heading left. And he'll be tackled at about the 35.
107 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. 47.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one.
Sponge, sponge, sponge. No, no, no. 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Mike 19, Mike 19.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So that one will be accepted. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. A good productive run there on 1st down. He winds up getting 8.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Second and 8.
Check back 47. Check, 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 check. 47's the mic. 47's the mic. Watch QB Joe. Watch QB.
They run again with Hunt. Room to run past midfield.
And he's going to get this all the way down to Washington's 29-yard line.
Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Oh, here we go. 47's the mic, boys. 47. Check, 47. Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this.
Now a handoff looking right. Oh, fighting off the defender. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big play there for the Dolphins.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's a toss right side for Hunt. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. 3 yards on the gain. They're going to need to do better on this next play. It'll be 3rd and 12.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This is 3rd down and 12. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he's on to punt for Miami. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. So what they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
No, that's you, partner. They run on 1st down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score.
Let's put them on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus. Kill. Check.
On 2nd down now. Strong. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
Here we go.
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. And he is going to have the first down as he's up to his own 13-yard line. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that one a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. Mike 5-5, Mike 55, Mike 5-5. No, ready. 18, ready. 55, Mike 55.
From the gun, Jackson. This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But 3rd down coming up. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room.
Jackson now. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the offense will cover this one up, but they'll be pushed back inside their own 10. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
Boy, and now they can't even get a playoff. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. He'll take it at the 42. So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And really, it looked at times like they just had this one in cruise control out there.
Yeah, they deserve a ton of credit because you and I both know, heck, they knew. This is a tough place to play. Overcame that with ease, romped home with an easy win. And here's the best part for them. It'll be easy to get to the airport because the crowd left pretty early in this one, didn't they?
Well, plus they have a police escort.
Okay, you had to spoil that part of it. Of course, they're going to get there. But think about how wide open things are now because this crowd didn't expect this.
No.
So they went back to the tailgate and said, let's go eat. This one isn't any fun for us.
Yeah, they took the drama out of this one pretty early on. So for Miami, they continue to rack up the victories as this one moves them to 13-2 on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week where they take on the New York